Hey everybody. Just waiting for my video to catch up. There we go. Looks like we're live. How are you guys tonight? Can you hear me? Does it sound good? While I get some things here situated. All right, just wanted to see my video, how my camera angle was. Let's just shoot that just a little bit more. All right, here we go. All right, tonight we're gonna make some mini slimline cards. And I've got some samples ready to go. Give you guys another minute or so just to see if anyone's here. See, a few people have joined us. So tonight we're going to play with the new products with the July release. It's the Underwater Friends is the inspiration box, and this is the stamp set that comes in the set. Let me take it out here. And it comes with the matching dies. And we're going to play with that tonight. I've got a few already ready, items already stamped and cut out. But I thought maybe I'd go over some of the other items that also came out this month. So we have a couple of add-on, or the stamp of the month is called Officially Awesome. And it's this little cute little fish, starfish and shell, and it has the matching dies, and you can sign up for that with the Stamp Plus membership. That would consider both, or you can just get the little stamp of the month. This would be $5. This would be, the Stamp Plus is $10, I believe, for both. And then for an add-on, we have the most, this is the one thing I was super excited, and it came today, I was super, super excited for, was the Sea Witch stamp and matching die. And then one of the new things you'll see is that the dies are cutting out the little pieces on the inside. That's new with some of this, with some of the dies we just had. It has, I love how this little tiny piece right here matches. And same thing with this. There's a, now both starfishes match. This one's just a little bit smaller, and this shell matches. So, so that's kind of fun about that. But I love it. I'm not using this tonight because I didn't get it till today, so I didn't get it colored. I'm missing my chat here, so hold on one second. Sorry, I pushed a button. Okay, so that was that. Put that aside. And so then we have, of course, the panels that come in. You can buy them separately, and they come in the box as well. And I wanted to show that I have one that's coming up on Sunday, but I have another. Here's a couple that I colored just with Copics. This one I did with a couple different colors, and then I actually, I don't know if you can see the shininess, but I also foiled it. And then this one I just did a very basic coloring. I didn't do any shading or anything with this one. And then I have a couple these other ones. And we have the conversation clippings, of course, come in the box, or you can buy them as well separately. We're going to use a couple of those tonight. And then I don't remember which one is the stencil of the month. Let me see, I have my paper right here that gives me a little cheat sheet here. The stencil of the month, ooh, does not say that. It just, okay, well, here's two. There's an add-on and one's a subscription. But we have the Whirlpool and the Coral Reef, and I have had so much fun with these. I have made a lot of cards, backgrounds with them. This is the card I shared yesterday or on Sunday, and it's a card that can, it's interactive. It's kind of hard to see without giving somebody, a headache and camera, but in real life you can shake it. But I used the Whirlpool stencil, and I did it one way and then the other, and then I used the stamp of the month for the fish. So the reason I liked it is so it looks like they're going into the whirlpool. And I also have created a few backgrounds. Here's a background I created, and this one was one I created on my last live, this background, and I just used some of the unicorn powder or the unicorn glitter gel over the top, and I love how that turned out. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but that will be a card coming up very soon. And then here's one with just the key lime glitter glaze that I think is just kind of fun. I haven't decided quite what I'm going to finish it with, but I'm going to pair it with a green and figure out some other card that I'm going to make with that. So those will be coming out. And then with the Coral Reef, I used a couple of different, I've had a couple different ones with different glitter pastes, make different colors. Here's just the plain, the unicorn horn, I think, on white. Here is the hyacinth on white, and here is the fallen snow, I believe. Yes, the fallen snow on a rainbow background. So just thought I'd show some of those to you guys tonight. But tonight what we're going to use, we are going to make some slimline cards, and here are the samples that I have pre-made. These are we're not going to make these exact cards, but we're going to make some that are similar. I'm going to end up making a 6 set with this. So I just thought I'd share a couple of the samples. And the one reason I wanted to share this is because one thing I love about the mermaid set is that this is the mermaid set that just came out. But we can use the beach time set that came in May. Here's all the shells, the crab, those would work. You could have the mermaid swimming out of the sea. And you also, it matches with that, but you also can use Sea Scene or Mermaid and Friends. These came out last year as add-on sets. We also have the Mermaid Kisses, and you see how the mermaids coordinate with each other. So you can make lots of mermaids or use lots of fish, and that's one of my favorite things about using the mermaid sets. And so tonight we're going to use the Sea Scene Mermaid Friends along with some of the underwater friends and beach time. And then I also used some of the laced borders to cut out some papers. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is, I already stamped and cut out all my images, but I'm going to get my stick and step mat. And you can see my stick and step mat is very, very low love. This is my glitter glaze stick and stamp mat, or my glazes. So what means is that I only use this when I'm using glazes, because it's not necessarily, it's still sticky, but it's not as sticky as the original. And that's because I have glitter on here, and but it's perfect for me to use. So we're going to use the High 10, let me see, I have it right here. The Hang 10 stencil. And what I did is I actually put it on pieces of paper and then I die cut, but I found a circle square that fit perfectly around these to cut them out. And I already pre-cut some of my, some circles. So I have a white one and three blue ones. And we're going to just kind of quickly go through this. And I'm just lining them up till they're, and I have pixie sprayed this as well, because I find with glazes, it's very good to have pixie spray in the little parts here. And I have those just lined up quick, and I'm just going to flip it over and attach it to, and I see I got a couple that just got released to my stick and stamp mat. So my circles don't move once I get them attached. So I'm going to move this one up just a little bit. I will say first, I wanted to say, if for some reason I am not, I disappear, we are possibly going to have some storms tonight. It sounds like they're going to be here after my live, but after the live tonight, a little bit later, but I don't know for sure. So if I lose power or anything, I'm sorry. Hi, Donna, you're not late. I'm just really getting started. The first thing I did, Donna, was kind of go over everything that was new this month. And this is kind of what we're creating. We're not going to create these exact cards, but we're going to make some that match it. And I'm just going to show how I made these circles. So first thing I did is I found a circle to cut out, that matched this perfectly on the hang 10. And then I'm just going to grab some glazes and we're going to go for it. So I've got a velveteen glaze, a chroma glaze, the candy coat glaze, and the fallen snow glaze, I think is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to start with the fallen snow because it's white. And this one I need to use up because I've had it for a while. So I'm going to do this on, this is Lagoon cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and just very carefully spread this in. I'm using a silicone spatula and I'm trying to be very careful so I don't overlap it into the other circles. But we're just going to do this quick and let this put aside to dry. But I already have some pre-made. So I was really excited about, when I saw this, I thought this stencil would be perfect to make little mini scenes. And it gives you the exact thing you need. So I'm just going to do this. You can mask off the other areas if you don't want to, if you want to be careful. I did that the first time. I just did one big piece of paper and I masked off 2 and then I did the other. And then when I did 2, I just was careful. But tonight I'm just going to go for it. I need to grab a wipe if you give me a second here. I have a bin of hot water sitting on the floor that I'm going to put my stencil in when we're done so I don't have to clean up. Then I'm going to say I love the candy coat, but the one thing I found for me is that I like to use the candy coat with a more open stencil. I don't like a lot of little holes. So I'm going to do it with this one here. And this is I'm going to use up the last of the jar, I think, here. Maybe not. But I found that it works because it has a little bit of plastic in it, that it works better if you have more space, where if your stencil has a lot of little holes, you might not get the same effect as much because it might not, the plastic might be too big. Like for these little dots right here on this one. So I have found that it's better to have a stencil that has a lot of open holes. You can kind of see it's it's got those chunky pieces like right here. So hopefully we'll get some in those spots. And I'm just not trying to be super smooth with this because I want it to leave those pieces behind. So get some of that cleaned off. And then we'll move quickly on to some of the others. And so then this is Teal Taffy Velveteen Glaze. And, maybe I've never, oh no, I did use this. I love the velveteen glazes. So I'm just going to quick grab, I'm not sure which one I've used it on, so I'm trying to use some more, do ones I haven't done yet. This I do try to do a little bit more smooth and even because I find that it looks the best that way. So it's nice sometimes if you can use your a stencil pal, which is like this so that you can get it smooth. But it's the ocean, right? We don't have to be super smooth. The waves aren't always smooth. And I also find that it's helpful to try to go in one direction. All right. I am using a little bit thicker application because I'm going a little more quick. I'm not taking my time as much as I do when I'm not crafting live. And then last but not least, we're going to use some chroma glaze, and this is the blue. I'm going to turn my stick and stamp mat. And Donna, I said here that I use this stick and stamp mat specifically for glazes and glitter. So I have one that I use for watercolor, and I have one that I use for stenciling with my blending buddy on it all the time. And then this one I use for my glazes. So it may not always be as sticky as my other ones because sometimes I push too hard or I don't get all my glaze off of it. And so some spots might not be quite as sticky. This is the Hang 10 stencil. So it's got all 4 of them in it. I think it came out, I don't know if it came out last month or in May. And then it has, or if it came, I think it might have come out in May. And it has all 4 of these little like wave things on them. And I thought this would be perfect for this little scene. Let me wipe my hands off here. So we're gonna quick pull this off, and hopefully our circles will stay on our stick and stamp mat. That one tried to come up with it. And then this one has a lot of funky little spots, so we might have to very carefully, because like I said, my stick and stamp mat has a little bit of stencil, some glitter on it. It's not quite as sticky as the other. So this is what the back of it looks like, Donna. So you can kind of see that. I'm just going to toss that, so you know, in my bin and let that soak, and I can clean that up later. All right. I'll put this aside and let's get started making our cards. I'm going to wipe that little bit of glaze off right there, just because I don't want that to get thick. All right. So I did pre-cut and this is last of my swats. It's almost empty. I did pre-stamp and color a bunch of the images from the Underwater Fern stamp set and a couple of the other stamp sets. And I'll have everything linked tomorrow. They are cute, Donna. I really was excited when I saw it. I think I just ordered it a couple weeks ago. Or I got it with the beginning of June, I think, because I wanted to use it, thinking it would be fun for ornaments or something like that, or backgrounds. Like, here's one I made that I just used glitter glaze on. I'm not using this one tonight, but I have to pull aside for the next. I have everything pre-cut and ready. I'm going to make mini slimline cards, and I make my mini slimline cards to fit in our standard letter envelope, which is 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I just got them ready so that I would have everything here. I thought we'll lay them out, and then I cut everything. I cut a few things here. My dies just came today, so I want to get them. So then I cut a bunch, like I said, the lace borders out. I used out of the blue glitter stock, because I thought that went really well. I tried to make matching. I'm just going to lay them out quick. I want to do these 2 quick because I don't know exactly which one I wanted to do the fish with, and then the save the mermaid for last. And then I have just a blue cardstock that's out of my scrap bin that I cut out. And then we're just going to play a little bit. So I don't know if I want the shark. I think I want the colorful fish on this one, and we'll do the shark on this one. What do you think, Donna? Got lots of little pieces cut here. And we're doing that, I'll cut out these little last fishes here. I just Googled tropical fish and thought, what do they look like? You know, I didn't care if I was exactly perfect. I just wanted to have some fun and have some color. Sea friends. Underwater friends, I'm sorry. I love how easy the dice cut out here. line up so easy. You're never really having to second guess the white space. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite things about the Brutus Monroe. Guys, I also like the fact that you don't have to take it apart. The top line of the paper. And I think I'm going to do that quick. Things around on you guys. Alright, look at how easy those cuts can just pop right out. So quick and easy. Alright, so I think, like I said, I think I'm going to put the sharp on that one. I'm going to put these ones. So all I'm really going to do is, we got this, and what I do for this, I'm going to glue the whole thing. And we're just going to cut it off. So I just use some Candi art glue or a glue that has a fine tip on it. I really like the tip on this bottle. And just do a bunch of dots. It doesn't have to be perfect. I kind of line it up with the card base, so I kind of know how far over I need to go. I didn't want to cut it down ahead of time because I don't want any little bits to be, if I have to cut off a part of the leaves, it's so delicate. I don't like falling. I just make sure any pieces that are at the top or like a little spring, like these little lines right in here, have some glue. And I go real quick just because I want to make sure that the glue's going to not dry before I get it going. I thought about it after I had them cut out. I should have put them on double-sided paper before I cut them out. But, I could have used like a spray adhesive or something. And I know, I think you can't, I know I've seen some people use a little pixie spray to spray these types of intricate dies, but I just I got that. And wipe up the extra glue right there. And I'm just going to place it on wherever I want. I'm kind of trying to make sure that it's even. The design is fairly even, so that it's not cut off in one spot or another. And then I see here that I missed just a couple of spots, so there's one couple of spots glue. And then I'm going to let that dry, and when I do that, I'm going to put it. I thought you could pop this up. I did not pop any of mine up this time. I just put them flat. But they were fun, just to be nice to have a flat card for once. And they can go in any direction you want, but I love this is like a little mini scene inside. This right here. I did get a little glitter when I was working on this inside that, but I thought that was fine. And I figured, I think I had one where I had a little overspread and just put a little dye in there. So let's see, I think a little bit of sharp. I'm giving it a little front. You could pop these up if you wanted. You could put them on make this three-dimensional, make it a spinner card to do the spinning in the waves. So I don't want to cover up a ton of that wave. So I might, I'm just going to go for it, I guess. I'm just going to put it down. I covered up a little bit more than I would like to with the wave, I guess. I want some of that really cool show. And then we're going to stamp up the sentiments once we get the cards all put together, because that way we can use all like assembly line. So I only left one die with him, and I do want to put some embellishments, but let's get all our cards put together and put them together. So, alright, so we have glitter still. Everybody is doing well, surviving in the heat. It was almost 100 degrees here today. 97 is where I sat on the bank clock in the left court. And obviously before possible some thunderstorms later tonight. right now, I check the radar before I went on just to check, make sure. And it looked like it was just barely above the last 5-10 minutes. It was really dark. And I live right on the Mississippi River. For those who don't know it, and so I can, literally 2 blocks from the Mississippi River. So there's a bluff on one side, and then of course the river, and then a bluff across Wisconsin on the other side. Towards Wisconsin. Open my blinds just a little bit so I could watch because the trees were really long. That's why I like to put on my glass mat. There's extra glue. Glitter stuff. You could put it at an angle, which I'll do that. I think that's kind of fun. Just put that down. We'll put 2 of these down. And then I love the blue. This is the chroma glaze. That's dry on white cardstock. This is a heavyweight cardstock. It's 110 on white cardstock, I think. I'm just going to place that here. Let's see, and with glitter stock, sometimes glitter, you have to use some, so I put a little pressure. We're just going to hold it for a minute. It sticks to glitter because all glitter doesn't necessarily like glitter. And some cheese. So, I'm going to let that dry. I'm not putting a pearl block on this. Oh, thanks, Donna. I just thought, I wasn't sure. I knew I wanted to do the circles. I mean, I had that in my head. But I wasn't quite exactly sure what I wanted. But I wanted a fairly plain background. I didn't want a busy colored paper or anything to background. So, but let's just cut some of these lace dies out and give it some accents just a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Have anything a little fish or a little shark maybe have with me? These are all the pieces. I got these little trays at the Dollar Tree last weekend. And thought they'd be fun for my desk because I'd rather have them separated. This is all the little shells and plants, and except of course these 2 little pieces. And these are all the little fishes. I'm just gonna leave them alone. I like them in nice and. Alright, well while that is drying, let's get ready to use our beautiful mermaid. I love mermaids. I think this is so fun. So this one I use the Candi coat. So you're in there, you can see it. You can see the little pieces of plastic, and that's what I meant by using a bit more of an open. And it gives it a nice shine. And I tried it kind of with this light. Am I ready to see the mermaid? Ta-da! See how beautiful mermaid. Now, I cut her a little close. So we're going to have to do some creative. I had another fish too close, so I have a little cut out right there. We're just going to fix that. No reason to throw her away. I've used her. I colored her. Just random picking some colors. Purple's one of my favorite colors. Teal. And I had to add the pop of pink. And she's going to cover a little bit of this, so we're going to just kind of pop her in there. We might pop her up too. I just thought these mermaids are just adorable. And lots of little girls just love mermaids, so this would be a great birthday card, or birthday card. I think last year's stamp set had the sentiment mermaid here back there, so you could use, that for a friend who's going through a tough time, put it as an encouragement. maybe make them laugh. I had chose sentiments at 1% because I thought I had ordered the conversational pickings, but I wasn't 100% positive. And I did come to that. So very curious. Alright, so like I said, I'm just adding some glue to all the little bits, especially the bits that are going to stick out like these little big pieces. One at the other angle. There we go. Set that down. Circle down here. I want it to be just a little bit. Okay. And then it is going to stick out a little bit, so this might not be a card necessarily that I would send in the mail, or you could cut off part of the tail at the top here. I'll move it along a little bit. I do have a little extra glue, but I'll let that dry and use my little basic eraser here. Okay, so now that these are drying, I'm going to let this sit here for a minute, and I'm just going to flip them over and cut the excess off. And this is a good time once you cut off the dies, that if you notice that there's a piece kind of sticking out here in the end, you're just going to do a little bit of glue. Just stick open pieces in. This whole release is so fun to play with. You can create so many fun cards with fish and for anything, Father's Day, birthday, thinking of you, all that stuff. It just has a lot of different uses. So it's pretty little thing. And you know what? We're going to go for it. I'm actually going to tell you. There we go. Now it looks a little more finished. Alright, so now we need some sentiments. And some land, right? We've got these. Let's go with something strips. I am not going to use the black. Sorry about that. All sorts of different ones. We mermaid for each other. You are amazing. Make a splash, just keep swimming. Live the dream, waving hello. Swimming by to say hi. I might use the swimming by to say hi. Hope you have a fantastic birthday. Stay salty. You're wonderful. Mermaid kisses and starfish wishes, which would be kind of fun if we could put the starfish in here. Which, that's what I was going to do. I was going to add something to it. I was going to add something to it. This little shell came from the May beach episode. It has all these little shells. And I thought they would be fun for her to hold, but there wasn't another one. Let's see if I can find it now, because that's the one I want to use. That's perfect as a favorite color. Here it is. I thought she could hold the shell in her hand. So let's put it down a little bit. I'm so proud of But if you had you could put the starfish, and then you could do that mermaid kisses and starfish whiskers in there. I also wanted to see the snakes. Today needs to splash. That would be a fun one for the shark. Thank you, Donna. Always make waves. See, we're mermaid to be friends. These are from last year. Make a splash, sending a sea full of love. We're going to use a couple of them. I like the swimming by to say hi, and I like the maybe stay salty is what I'm going to use. It does sound like good one. So what I'm going to do, you know what, Donna, that I hope so. These were fun to make. They're not super, you know, you can do everything at once if you get all of the stencils done first and let them dry. While they're drying, you can stamp and color out the images and cut card bases. You know, you can use this die. You can find just a border strip, you know, a thick strip or a couple strips. You could do this color and this color as strips, 2 or 3 strips behind it, or even ink blend just a little bit of the color in a straight line across. Let's see. I'm going to do an ocean full of thanks. So I'm just lining up my my sentiment on the edge of the cutter, just right where it's going to cut. Just a little bit higher. And then I'm going to cut it down. And then I'm going to do it the opposite way. So it's going to be probably off screen a little bit while I do this. I apologize. I'm not sure. No, I lined it up. That's right. I did it this way. And then I just kind of eyeball my trim, and then I just pull it over. Make sure it was straight, and then just and I got cut like that. So, an ocean full of thanks. Last night when I put my kind of samples together, ocean and Halloween cards are their favorites. You know, you could easily make these into Halloween cards too. You know, you could tell them to, you know, find a fun pun or something. Or make them black and yellow. You could use all black and yellow cards, and then make a black shark, and you can make the fish orange, or find a witch's hat and put that on one of the mermaids. And so then you could do ocean and Halloween all in one. That would be kind of fun. Some fun ways to, or we had that Christmas set that was for Halloween, that was mermaids last year. There's more of them. We had the beachy Christmas one, that we had the one with the mermaid that had the Santa hat on it. Real easy things like that. So I got an ocean full of thanks, and I'm just going to pop that in right here, and I'm going to grab about 3 flowers, which, yes, with a mask on, and that would be fun just to create different ideas with a mask, and you could be robbing you for all your candy. So we got emotion full of thanks, and I think I have to do with the money. Take Me to the Ocean, Sunrise Calm, Relax, Beach Channel, Waterfall. This is the hardest part for me, deciding what to do. I do like the Hope You Did Miss a Splash. Let's do You Are More Amazing. Checking the eyebrow, just a little more space. Alright. The mermaid and the shark together would be fun to be a real mermaid for each other. Yes, the mermaid would look really cute with the witch's hat, and I might have to make one of those this year. Got my thoughts. Brain swimming. Maybe I can do that with one of the backgrounds I made. If you watch the beginning a little bit later, you'll see some of the backgrounds I made with the coral reef and whirlpool stencil. I haven't made them into cards yet, but that might be a fun way to add one of the ones I have. You Are Amazing. And once again, make sure it's straight. Especially it would be fun because you could color her, you could give her a black tail and a black, and an orange, her chest part of her, whether it's shells, depending on the picture, or swimsuit top area could be orange, her bow could be orange, or if she didn't have to put like I said, a hat on her, just make her those colors. Or make her a green witch, like she's the Wicked Witch. That would be fun. With green skin, and then she's wearing all black, she's all Felva. Alright, so now I will say, because these are mini Solandra's, I have to use stamping on them. I have to use my big mistake, my original mistake. And then last night I stamped on all my samples, and I was laying out one at a time. And I moved my stamp up here and just stamp the next one. But what I liked is that the colors of, like this color of this blue Chroma glaze matched really, really well with the Simon's Pearly Ink Nude right here. And the clear skies worked really well with the glaze, the hyacinth glaze, I think is what it was. See how good that matches? Now my colored cardstock is a little bit darker, but that's okay because it makes coordinating blue. So it makes a splash. And then last but not least, we just add a little bit of glitter. You can add some glitter, you can add some sequins. I happen to have a bunch of the acrylic bubbles. Now mine, I think, came as a sample or maybe in a box from last year, so I don't have a label on mine, but I have a few put out here. I'm just going to grab a few, and I'm just going to throw some dots in. Add some bubbles to these fishes here. And they just look like sea bubbles. Some to the shark. I like their acrylic bubbles because so they add just a little bit more of like water droplets. got a couple of droplets, so you could add some glass accents to these bubbles already. Oops, that one's upside down. Because there's a flat side. If you haven't got the acrylic bubbles before, there's a flat side and a round side. The flat side is the side. And then so here's the cards we made tonight. Some of this stuff out of the way. And then we have the 3 colored samples that I made that match using more of the images. We just keep swimming. 3 little fishies. We've got 7 oceans of love. What else? Some of these are sort of buckets we can add. And then we have always make buckets. So I'll just add a couple of them. Oh, Donna, thank you for joining me. You did. Just me and you tonight, and that's all right. You know, I'm glad that I was able to get on. You know, people are still probably recovering from holiday. I hope you had a great job. I love to craft line. I love to teach people how to do things. I could do it every day, all day long. Which now, of course. Right? Which I love my job. I do a great job. So I'm a great boss. I don't work very far from home, so I just didn't want to go too late. Get home at night, and you know, my kids are all grown, so what I like to do. And then on the weekends, I just sit in the craft room and play and things like that. All right, Donna, thank you so much for joining me. Here is the cards we made using a bunch of the images from the stencil or the stamps that came out this month. We used a few older products from last year with the lace border dies, and the Hang 10 stencil came out last month, and some acrylic bubbles that have been around. So I hope you enjoyed tonight. If you have a favorite, please let me know in the comments which one was your favorite card. And remember to create something every day and create your own ending. Thank you. You guys have a good night. Bye.